under 300 miles to the south, it's Homestead-Miami Speedway for race number 5 of the season. In the second half of a doubleheader after the Xfinity Series race earlier today, might be racing the weather. Keep an eye on that storm to the west. Let's get those engines fired up. Check in with Homestead Hospital CEO Kenneth Spell.
Thanks, guys. We have a great group of drivers assembled here today, and we're looking for an amazing race. Is everyone as excited as I am? Drivers, start your engine!
Great to hear those engines fired up, and we're getting ready to go. And you saw that radar, so we're going to be racing that tonight as well, not to mention the 134 laps along with Michael Waltrip and Phil Parsons. I'm Vince Welch. Also mentioned Daytona being the season opener. This was just race number 5, and what a long, strange trip it's been, right? How about the first 2 races compared to the 2 races since we came back from the break? Mike, we've seen some guys that have really stepped forward.
Kenneth Spell has me fired up. What a great command. Let's go racing. And you know what you want in NASCAR? You want momentum. You want to come out of the gates and get going strong. Well, some guys struggled a bit at the start, but since then, Zane Smith, he's been a human highlight reel since we've gotten back racing, and he's gained more than 28 points on the competition. Tom Majeski, another driver that's really fun to watch and does a great job behind the wheel. He's got a little bit of mo as well. And Christian Eckes, a couple of the drivers think that this guy could be the one to beat tonight. Christian Eckes has been on a roll, and that's what you want. Vince, you've got to be going in the right direction at this point in the season.
Well, and since we've come back from the break, Phil, there have been a couple, 3 in fact, that we're going to talk about that have gone the other direction.
Yeah, Vince, let's start with our defending champion, Matt Crafton. Had a struggle at Charlotte, had a piece break off the frame of that truck. He's lost 14 more points than he did in the first 2 races of the year. And then how about right behind him, Stuart Friesen? They went out on their own, started a brand new team, have struggled just a bit, 19 points less. Remember, he had an accident at Charlotte, and that cost him a bunch of points. And how about Johnny Sauter? The disqualification of it at Atlanta, last place finish, 48 points less than he got in the first 2 races. So these guys have a lot of catching up to do. And the nice thing is, this race is only 7 days after the last one.
Well, and I wouldn't be surprised if any of those 3 ended up winning this one tonight. So don't let that negative number impact your prognostication tonight. Racing at Homestead coming up.
How does Apartments.com find new listings so quickly? Well, it's mostly through a commitment to our Artistic Endowment Program.
Got another vacancy at 5th and Pine.
Oh, that's good. Very, very good. Hey, but what's up with this one here?
I'm not sure.
You see what it's doing? Bing, 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 bing.
Apartments.com, the most popular place to find a place.
From AT&T here. I'm back, and while most stores are open, I'm working from home and here to help. Here's a tip. Get half off the amazing iPhone 11 on AT&T, America's fastest network for iPhones. Second tip, you can put googly eyes on your stuff to keep yourself company. For example, that's Geraldo. He's my best friend. Oh, sorry, Nancy, I forgot you were there.
Get the amazing iPhone 11 for half off on AT&T, America's fastest network for iPhones.
I have the power to lower my blood sugar and A1C.
Because I can still make my own insulin, and Trulicity activates my body to release it, like it's supposed to. Once weekly Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It's not insulin. It starts acting from the first dose, and it lowers risk of heart attack, stroke, or death in people with known heart disease or multiple risk factors.
Trulicity isn't for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis steatohepatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, belly pain, and decreased appetite, which lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. We're committed to helping ensure Trulicity is available and affordable. Learn more at Trulicity.com.
John Tyson's motto was, "When better chickens are hatched, we will hatch them." It's why all of the Tyson chicken that bears his name is raised with no antibiotics ever. Every nugget, strip, and drumstick. Keep it real. Keep it Tyson.
Under the lights at Homestead-Miami Speedway.
Leading to the mile for the #1 spot. This is going to be one that everybody will remember.
What a great battle here. Toe-to-toe, these guys are going.
They both crash in turn number 4. Oh, out of the wall. Matt Crafton involved.
They are absolutely dead even for the top spot. The warmth of South Florida. It is a perfect setting at Homestead-Miami Speedway. For nearly 20 years, we've crowned the series champion here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. But tonight, nobody's getting out of the way for anybody. The Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series at Homestead-Miami. It's a regular season showdown. Hard to believe we're a quarter of the way through the regular season, and maybe a different spot on the calendar, Mike, but the same great old racetrack.
Oh, man, it's so much fun, Vince. And what I'd like to say about this graphic that you're going to see, it just means racy. The key to it, look at the turns, bank 18 to 20 degrees. There's more speed up top, but obviously it's shorter around the bottom. And what that means, these racers are going to be arguing over space in the corners. That means great TV.
Let's take a look at our race analysis. You see this race is 134 laps, 200 miles, broken up into 3 stages, 30-30 in the final stage, 74 laps. You see the pit window somewhere between 50 and 55 laps, and we will have a competition caution somewhere around lap number 15.
Starting lineup tonight consists of 38 drivers, and Kyle Busch was scheduled to start on the outside of the front row, but he'll go to the back of the field because of a tech issue and then have to serve a drive-through penalty on the initial lap, so he's going to start in a hole. Austin Hill will start from the pole. Also, the 15 of Tanner Gray to the rear for unapproved adjustment. The 02 of Tate Fogelman missed the rookie meeting, so he'll go to the rear as well. As you see the rundown for the first 4 rows there, Derek Kraus, Sheldon Creed, boy, he's off to a good start this season. And how about last week's winner?
Let's see if we can get a word with Grant Enfinger. Hey, Grant Enfinger, it's Michael Waltrip and the Fox boys. Do you copy, my friend?
I got you, man.
Wow, what an awesome performance last week. This track is so much fun to watch as a racer. How does it feel to drive it, knowing you got to run high and low all over this place?
Man, this place is awesome as far as the driver is concerned. I think it's going to be even better. Now that we're here in the middle of summer, we should be slipping and sliding that much more. So looking forward to it. Hopefully Jeff Hensley has us tuned up as good as he did last week.
Well, it's sure fun to watch. Let me just tell you, if you need some motivation, look in that rearview mirror. Tim Duggar is on your trunk. He's in your bed. So how's that make you feel?
Makes me feel pretty good. We're 1-1 with him being on our truck, so thanks for him being involved, as well as the guys at Champion Power Equipment and Farm Paint for being on. So hopefully we can give them all a good show tonight.
All right, buddy. Have fun. We'll be watching.
Thanks, guys.
Let's check in now downstairs with the 4th member of our broadcast team tonight, and that's our friend Matt Yoakum.
Hey, Vince, you know, the sea breeze has definitely picked up and weather is a concern, but the biggest challenge on the driver's radar the past 2 weeks has been the intense heat. Gym closures due to the pandemic forced Matt Crafton to call an audible. Instead of working out in a sauna doing exercises, actually he's headed back out on the road, literally. Crafton owns a pavement sealing business. So for the past 2 months, he's been out in the hot 90-degree-plus heat with his crew doing some sealing, just trying to keep his body acclimated to the hot and humid weather, chasing that 4th championship. Vince?
Thank you, Matt. Of course, last November, Matt Crafton did win the championship right here at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Here's the last 5 winners here. Of course, Austin Hill won the race last November. Matt Crafton won the championship, but some pretty stout names on that. Of course, Chase Briscoe now making his living in the Xfinity Series, raced earlier this afternoon. William Byron in Cup.
And only one of those drivers on that list won the race and the championship, and that was Brett Moffitt back in 2018. There he is right there. Brett Moffitt will have a great CMRRoofingCompany.com Chevrolet for GMS Racing.
There we see Matt Crafton warming up those tires. Tyler Ankrum in that red number 26 just ahead of him. And I'm telling you, we've talked at length today, guys, about who we think is going to win this race, and it's wide open. You'd have to give the advantage, I think, to Grant Enfinger. He's certainly shown the speed, but when you think about a slippery track, a mile and a half, who comes to mind? Austin Hill.
Austin Hill, absolutely. And he won this race last year. Remember, we saw the Xfinity cars. We saw Noah Gragson dominate the end of that race, even though he didn't win, up against the outside wall. Austin Hill won this race on the bottom of the racetrack here last year.
Because it's not racing for the championship, will we see a different style of racing tonight?
Yes, without a doubt we will. I talked to a lot of the competitors, a lot of the crew chiefs. You know, we don't have 4 guys racing for a championship. We're all they're concerned with is racing each other. They didn't race for stage points. They're all concerned with stage points. They're all going for this win.
Austin Hill on the inside, getting ready to fire off from pole position, and we are racing at Homestead.
Nice jump on the start there by Sheldon Creed in that white truck going 3 wide on the high side. That's what you look for. There's just so many opportunities, so many different lanes here at Homestead-Miami, and they're going to take advantage of every one of them.
How about the 21 of Zane Smith, that black truck on the outside behind that teal-colored number 99, running right through the middle there in 1 and 2.
Zane Smith has just been terrific. Mike talked a little bit about him in the open. 11th, 6th, 3rd, and 5th in his 4 races this season. Pretty stout for the rookie.
And I just want to tell you, he's my favorite driver so far. I mean, he did some moves at Charlotte that I just loved, and he has got what it takes behind the wheel to go from just a guy that's just we don't even know of, and now all of a sudden a guy that races for wins week in and week out.
We told you as we went through the lineups that Kyle Busch was going to have to serve that drive-through penalty after his issues in tech is related to his track bar mount. So there was Kyle serving that penalty, so he's going to be at least a lap down.
Yeah, I think he's going to be right on the edge of the lead lap, maybe a lap down. It's going to be really close by the time he gets back up to speed. But it's usually when you go through the drive-through, it's a good thing, right? You get a burger, you get some fries and a shake. Not this time. Kyle's going to fight to stay on the lead lap.
How about Ross Chastain, guys? That 44 truck right through the middle, maybe almost 4 wide for a moment.
Well, and remember, we talked about Kyle Busch possibly being a lap down here at the start. Remember, Chase Briscoe was 6 laps down in the Xfinity race this afternoon and finished on the lead lap.
That was amazing, and I would have never dreamed that he could do that, and that just tells you how wide open this racetrack is and what possibilities exist.
And when we found out that Kyle Busch was going to have to do a pass-through penalty, somebody said, "What's that mean?" I said, "It's going to be fun for us to watch." That's what it means.
And plus, he's got a break here. If he can stay on the lead lap, he's going to be right on the verge of being a lap down. But if he can do just that, we've got that competition caution coming up that Phil talked about. He can get right back into competition.
There's Sauter in that 13 silver Ford. Back to the 44 and the 19. The 19 is Derek Kraus. The 44, Ross Chastain.
Now, is Miami Ross's home track or is Daytona?
I would think probably Daytona, right?
He's about 3 hours from home here in Miami, but it's the Georgia Watermelon Association on board with him this weekend.
Yeah, and they're in Florida. Well, figure.
There's melons everywhere. He's got Delaware melons at times and Maryland melons as well.
And all right, now Austin Hill has the lead.
But you saw running the wall just ahead of these two, Kyle Busch. He was able to get on and off a pit road and stay on the lead lap, only by about a half a straightaway, but that's big for Kyle Busch's chances tonight.
And not that Kyle being a lap down would eliminate his chances of winning anyway, especially this early in the race, as you see Chastain and Ben Rhodes side by side. Chastain is moving forward. This is for 5th.
I love what Phil pointed out. Austin Hill won this race running right on the bottom of the racetrack. That's the option for these trucks. They know there's a lot of speed out next to that wall, but there's also the ability to cut the bottom and be successful as well.
Enfinger looking strong again. Let's check in with Matt Yoakum.
Vince, while that Hattori 16 truck won the past 2 races here at Homestead, that 98's been pretty stout too. You can see Grant Enfinger working all over that bumper. Jeff Hensley told me they came back with the same setup. Going back to last year's notice, they got 2 free that final run, so they made it a little bit tighter this time, and he is sizing him up to take the lead.
It is Indeed, right there on the bumper. Now he'll go to the high line as Hill goes to the bottom, and Sauter makes his move past the 24 of Chase Elliott.
That's one of the guys you talked about, Phil, that needed a good run tonight. Johnny Sauter's pretty quick early, as you see Ross Chastain closing in on Sheldon Creed for that third position.
You know, guys, I'm not surprised that Sheldon Creed is running well. Remember, he came here a couple years ago, just a handful of races, and had a top 5 finish, running right up against the wall. Sheldon Creed is good at this racetrack.
You know, you're leading the race, supposed to be comfortable, right?
Yes, yes.
Watch Austin Hill enter this corner, trying to shake the draft off of Grant Enfinger. Look at him working that wheel, just sawing on it, getting down into turn 1. These guys have their hands full every inch of the way here at Homestead-Miami.
Well, if that's the leader, you can imagine what it's like a little deeper in the field. Oh,
no.
There's Sheldon Creed with a problem into the wall.
Well, that's a minor problem, Vince. It looked like he just scraped it, and you can see he didn't even lose any momentum. He came right back and tried to grab that spot back from Ross Chastain.
These trucks are pretty durable. You can bounce off the wall. Unlike those Cup cars, you get into the wall with a Cup car and you're going to cut down a tire. Clint Boyer was telling us that today during the Xfinity race.
Wow, look at that run down in the corner by Crafton. He just drove so much deeper in than Derek Kraus in that 19 truck. By the way, coming off of a great top 10 finish at Atlanta. This kid in the number 19 truck showing.
Chase Elliott coming up to get into the mix. It's been fun having Chase Elliott in the field the last few races.
Certainly has been fun to see both those guys, Chase Elliott and Kyle Busch at Atlanta, but they got their clock clean. The truckers took care of those boys.
Yeah, Chase Elliott was only going to schedule to run a couple races when they announced the bounty way back when. And he had so much fun that he expanded that schedule to probably 5 races now.
Yeah, and he's got HendrickCars.com on his truck. So Rick Hendrick stepping up, giving some sponsorship. And you can see he's leading Derek Kraus there inside the top 10.
Remember, a competition caution at about lap 15. It'll be halfway through this first stage, and NASCAR giving the teams a competition caution because they did not have any practice or qualifying. As you see that move there by Derek Kraus, and that's for 10th.
Yeah, I'm worried about Moffitt. He didn't run well in Atlanta. He was 4th at Charlotte, showed speed there, but man, just haven't seen the pace for that truck that we're used to. And championship contender a year ago, champion in 18, but not off to a great start in 2020.
Yeah, new crew chief paired with Chad Norris that came over from the GMS Xfinity team. So that may take a little bit to get used to. Remember last year, Michael, Brett didn't really start off all that quick and then got through the summer 1, 2, 3 races right quick in a row.
Austin Hill continues to lead with Grant Enfinger chasing in second. Hill won this race a year ago, and he's led them all so far here in stage 1. As you watch Kyle Busch, Kyle, remember, had to go to the rear and then serve that drive-through penalty, but did stay on the lead lap despite the drive-through penalty on that initial time by.
And take note, though, Austin Hill was getting a lot of pressure from Grant Enfinger 10 laps into the race. But now that they've run a longer run, he's starting to drive away. That'll be an interesting thing to watch. Whether it's Sheldon Creed that you see here on the left of the screen being battled by Ben Rhodes, or Kraus and Sauter on the right, how these trucks respond after 10, 15 laps. That could be the key to victory here in Miami.
And remember, that's what cost Austin Hill to win at Atlanta last week. He had great long run speed, but no short run speed, and he got beat by that 98 of Grant Enfinger.
Well, he's got that long run speed again because he's putting up great lap times and driving away from the field in the lead. There you see Hill in that beautiful red, white, and blue number 16 with about a half a second over Grant Enfinger.
Well, it should be no surprise that Hill is stout. That 16 team led by Scott Zipadelli, the crew chief. Of course, Hattori Racing Enterprises, they have won the last 2 races here at Miami.
And he won both stages. He dominated here a year ago. And you could see, Phil, like you mentioned earlier, he loves that bottom. If he has an open track, he will go straight to the bottom.
The 49 of Racing Sorelli into the wall and damage as well. And that's the 2 Sheldon Creed right behind him. We saw Creed graze the wall earlier tonight as well, and it doesn't look like it's been any worse for the wear for Creed in that 2 truck.
Yeah, he's maintained a top 5 position right now.
You know what I love? as the leader, Austin Hill, when you can run right on that white line, it sure does make your life easier. You go out there and run the wall like you see Johnny Sauter in that green truck doing, that's right on the edge of just getting your nerves, knowing you only have just a foot margin for error like you see Creed there in the 2, right next to the wall. That really gets your attention.
And that's Christian Eckes on the bottom as the caution comes out. The competition caution here halfway through stage number 1. And you see the skies off to the east. It looks great to the east. We encourage you not to look west. Kyle Busch avoided going a lap down despite that early penalty. No one's been able to catch Austin Hill.
Right now is a time for action. That's why USAA is giving payment relief options to eligible members, so they can pay for things like groceries before they worry about their insurance or credit card bills. Discover all the ways we're helping members today.
Hey, Lily from AT&T here. I'm back, and while most stores are open, I'm working from home and here to help. Here's a tip. Get half off the amazing iPhone 11 on AT&T, America's fastest network for iPhones. Second tip, you can put googly eyes on your stuff to keep yourself company. For example, that's Geraldo. He's my best friend. Oh, sorry, Nancy, I forgot you were there.
Get the amazing iPhone 11 for half off on AT&T, America's fastest network for iPhones.
I have the power to lower my blood sugar and A1C.
Because I can still make my own insulin, and Trulicity activates my body to release it, like it's supposed to. Once weekly Trulicity is for type 2 diabetes. It's not insulin. It starts acting from the first dose, and it lowers risk of heart attack, stroke, or death in people with known heart disease or multiple risk factors.
Trulicity isn't for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Don't take Trulicity if you're allergic to it. You or your family have medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, changes in vision, or diabetic retinopathy. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Taking Trulicity with sulfonylurea or insulin raises low blood sugar risk. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, belly pain, and decreased appetite, which lead to dehydration and may worsen kidney problems. We're committed to helping ensure Trulicity is available and affordable. Learn more at Trulicity.com.
John Tyson's motto was, "When better chickens are hatched, we will hatch them." It's why all of the Tyson chicken that bears his name is raised with no antibiotics ever. Every nugget, strip, and drumstick. Keep it real. Keep it Tyson.
If what's coming between you and a new grill are the words, "some assembly required," come to Ace. Because Ace now offers free assembly and free delivery. So it's never been easier to get a great grill for your family, like a Weber gas grill, a Traeger wood pellet grill, or a Big Green Egg charcoal grill. You won't find these premium brands or service at a warehouse store, only at your neighborhood Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know their grills.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
It's been an eventful beginning for Kyle Busch. He had to go to the rear and then serve a drive-through penalty, and now some repair on that right rear of his pickup.
Yeah, we talked about running the fence, and that's one of the prices you pay for getting out there and using that wall, but the air between the truck and the wall to help your truck turn. Kyle with some damage, and you don't mind a little bit of right front damage, I don't think, Phil, but that right rear damage can really hurt you because your truck wants to lean on that air with that right rear. He's knocked that in a bit.
Yeah, we'll have to get a good look at that right side of that truck, because he could push that thing over 2 or 3 inches, and it'll make a huge difference on side force.
And Vince, we got a crazy amount of strategy here. Differing strategies for some of our top teams. Austin Hill, Grant Enfinger, these guys all choosing to stay out during this competition caution. Save those tires. We talked about how much tire fall off is a couple seconds during the run. You want to keep those Goodyears sitting on pit road so you can use them later if you get a chance.
You know, the way the Xfinity race fell out, it was perfect because everyone had a set of tires for that late caution flag.
Is that the, well, it wouldn't be the Darlington stripe. I guess you'd call that the
I think you know, you got Miami Vice. Is it Miami Stripes? I don't know. It's certainly
there's got to be a better name than that. I mean, you got to come up with something better.
Vince, 100. There's got to be 100 better names than that.
I set you up, Mike, and that's the best you could come with.
You didn't like Miami Stripes? I thought that was pretty good. I had that written in my notes here, Vince.
Oh, the competition caution is history. Getting ready now for this restart to take us to the end of stage one. Austin Hill has led them all so far. He'll start on the inside and Grant Infinger on the outside.
2 by 2. Everything's 2 by 2. Still inside 44. Ends 1 lane higher, 1 back. Still inside 44. Still clear. No pressure. 1.5 back to being. Coming with a run. Coming to shove you. Turn clear right now. Ends 1 lane lower, but you're still clear. Right behind us, caution. Caution, don't get run over here.
Caution is out, turn 4. Boy, it's collected several of them. Chase Elliott involved in that one as well as Brett Moffitt.
Zane Smith.
Big damage to Moffitt's truck.
Yeah.
Brennan Poole in that one. Well, there's Smith, the 21.
3 GMS trucks involved in that, at least.
Some heavy damage to Moffitt's truck. Moffitt, of course, has won this race 2 years ago. Chase Elliott involved as well.
Zane Smith.
Oh, big.
Oh, wow.
That truck is, that's done.
Yeah, that truck is killed.
As is that one.
So a couple of big hitters out of the race early.
You know, when we were watching the restart and listening to the radio, seeing those trucks running 3 and 4 wide, I thought, that's beautiful. I mean, that's what racing is all about. But when you race 3 and 4 wide, obviously things can go wrong in a hurry.
I was thinking while we were listening to that radio communication that we had maybe 4 or 5 options there on where to run on the racetrack.
So you see Zane Smith out of the truck under his own power, stepping into the ambulance, and Brett Moffitt will have to do the same. Well, that's Zane Smith. We just talked about him in the open. He had really had a great couple of races, a big point move over the first 2 races of the season.
These are some big-time stars that have been involved in this crash. I wonder if we can break down what happened here.
Looked like Zane got loose and got into Chase Elliott. Zane was that black truck, got into Chase Elliott, the blue and black truck, and looks like Moffitt ran in the back of somebody. That's him sliding sideways out of our shot to the left.
And watch the job that the Ford truck of Rafael Assar does right there. Just slips past both of those spinning trucks. The black truck on the bottom there making his way through. Great evasive driving by several guys.
Yeah, Tanner Gray on the very bottom of the racetrack, right next to the inside wall.
3 drivers in the top 10. I'm not sure anybody really got into Chase Elliott to deliver any real damage to the 24. We'll sort it out when we come back.
Switch to Sprint and get 4 lines of unlimited for just $100 a month. Plus, we're throwing in 4 Samsung Galaxy phones on us. And now, Sprint customers enjoy access to expanded coverage on the T-Mobile network.
Hey, can I...
Safe driver, save 40%. Guys.
Safe driver, save 40%.
Safe driver, save 40%.
Safe driver, save 40%. That's safe driver, save 40%.
It is. That's safe driver, save 40%.
It's right there.
It's him.
Safe drivers do save 40%. Click to get a quote today.
Tomorrow on Fox, NASCAR stars bring the heat. And gear up for a showdown live from Miami. The Dixie Vodka 400. Tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern on Fox.
Northern New Englanders are as resilient and enduring as the landscape. At Bar Harbor Bank and Trust, we've seen it in our customers and in ourselves for over 130 years. We keep moving forward by working together. Our branches remain open and safe, and we're available by phone, online, and on mobile apps, ready to assist.
Any damage to it, and that's good news for those Chase Elliott fans out there.
And Vince, we think that'll alter his strategy when we get to the end of this stage.
Because he put those tires on?
Put those tires on. He'll run half speed around here in order not to abuse those tires for the 3 or 4 laps, whatever we get till the end of this stage. And then he'll stay on the racetrack. And he'll have some good track position, too. This thing, it really may benefit him.
Yeah, we know how valuable tires are, but this is a smart driver and an experienced crew.